A very good evening to you. Thanks for joining us on the Tuesday edition of the show from Lagos. I'm Yemi Adebayo.
Sporty greetings to you wherever you're in the world watching us. It's good to have you join us. In London, I'm Austin Okonakpan.
All right, a big statement from South Africa today, defeating the Super Falcons of Nigeria after already defeating the Black Queens of Ghana. A lot of people are already talking about a power shift in women's football. That will be the major focus of the show tonight. We'll also talk about basketball and also give our viewers a slice of what is currently going on in England. Talk about the cup the League Cup currently going on. Of course, we'll do our best to talk about Robert Lewandowski.
Yes, I mean, I'm not surprised people are talking about what went down today between South Africa and Nigeria. But hey, no surprises. Yeah, I mean, we've talked about it and what South Africa has been doing with women's football, this sort of investment. They also having the followership that they are getting due to what they are doing. I'm not surprised, and this is what I've been trying to tell football followers in Nigeria. Don't take the fact that there is no winner in this Aisha Buhari Cup and you say, oh, it's not a serious tournament. It has allowed Coach Randy Waldrum and his team to know that now they have a lot of work to do, because South Africa, what they have shown at this Aisha Buhari Cup, so if there was going to be a winner, who is the winner?
It's clear. It's clear. I mean, you defeat the powerhouses in female football, women's football in Africa. You defeat Ghana. If anybody was thinking that was a fluke, then the reigning champions, Nigeria, 4-2 on home soil. I mean, it's a big statement from South Africa. And we're not here to moan. Like you said, we saw this coming. It was only a matter of time. It wasn't a matter of if. It was a matter of when. But I'm happy. Like you said, it's the Aisha Buhari Cup. It's not in a major qualifier or in a big tournament because it will have been painful.
Yes, Amy, and then again, we understand that with this sort of competition, most coaching crew don't emphasize so much on winning, and that's the team that understands what it means to learn from defeats such as this. We're being carried away. We're African champions. We beat teams whenever we meet them. No, it's changing. Women's football in Africa is changing for good. It's getting competitive. When Morocco defeated Cameroon, I told people, don't even ask questions. You go back and see what Morocco they are doing for women's football, the progression that they're having. Even Cameroon, with the way they are doing with their football now, it's a reflection of what they've done in the past and the progress that they have made. So I'm not surprised. The next African Women's Cup of Nations will really get us talking. South Africa showed some level of quality, showed in fact dominance. Look at the way they were beating the Super Falcons today, and then the Super Falcons they start trying to fight back. Even when they were trying to fight back, South Africa had them again. Desiree Ellis should be given more respect. She has shown us over and over again that she understands this coaching job she's doing with the Bayana-Bayana, and it is showing in the team. I can't wait to see what she can do more with this team.
All right. A lot of people might be wondering what we are talking about. We're talking about the Aisha Buhari Cup, what happened today. Let's give you a confirmation of the result. Then we're going to bring in our guest on the show tonight. We're going to have a conversation with him from start to finish. But first, let's give you a confirmation as we try to sort that out and bring him in. A confirmation of that result is what you have on your screen. Nigeria losing to South Africa 2-4. I mean, at some point it was 3, Austin. And we were shaking our heads. What's going on here? But then I always like when your fingers get burnt in situations like this. Then you can you can correct it when it matters most.
That's what it is, yeah. I said it before, and I said again, was total dominance by the Bayana in that one. And I follow women's football a lot, so as I said, no surprises for me here. I just hope that the coaching crew are led by Around the World Room will learn one or two things from this. You mentioned that we're going to have Fisayo Dairo on the show, so let's listen to Coach Around the World Room. What's he saying? What are the lessons in this defeat for the Super Falcons? And when we come back, we'll get the views of our guests. So don't go anywhere. We'll be right back.
Okay. Apparently, that is not ready for now. We'll get that clip, that insert Austin just talked about. We'll get it for you as we move on the show. It would be nice to hear what Coach Randy Wardrum has to say. A lot of people would love to listen to him after that defeat. But Austin is still talking about this game. It's imminent now that there's a power shift. And for Nigeria to remain on top, we definitely have to do things differently.
It definitely needs to go beyond that. We've got Asisato Shala or Onoma Ebi or Rita Chikwelu. It goes beyond the players now. It should go down to quality. It should go down to investment. It should go down to developing the league. The Women's Football League in Nigeria needs more attention, and it's time to start looking inwards. I think that's what South Africa have done with their football, particularly from the age grade level. They've been able to build from the bottom to the top, and we're seeing the result now. So I think that's what we need to do. A lot of persons have given me calls to say, Austin, this coach now. Coach, when a team don't win, we know who everyone goes for, the coach. But it goes beyond coaching, and it's holistic. Everyone needs to come into it. The NFF needs to sit down now. They've given quite some, let's say well done to them, they've given some good attention to women's football. But when these sort of things happen, that has happened today, and in your backyard, then it just goes to tell you that you still need to do so much more for the development of the sport. And I hope that they will, get back to work with this. This shouldn't discourage anyone. This is just to say, look, a bigger picture coming, and we need to prepare for that.
All right. We talked about bringing in a friend of the house, a sports writer with ACS Sports, and Fisayo Dairo is waiting in the wings. Chief football writer, that's his designation. Greetings, Fisayo. Thanks for joining us on the show tonight.
Very good evening to Yemi. Good evening, Austin. So pleased to meet you guys this evening.
All right. It may appear like we are moaning. It may appear like we're complaining. But let's start with South Africa first before we talk about what went wrong with Nigeria. Like I said in the opening, a big statement from South Africa. You defeat Nigeria, you defeat Ghana, and follow it up a few days later with Nigeria. Definitely it wasn't a fluke.
Absolutely, and I do agree with what both of you guys have really emphasized since the show started. And it goes without saying that their victory today was not unexpected to many people, because right from that particular game against Ghana, if you listen carefully to the remarks of the Ghanaian coach, Messi Tago Kwaku, she said something that they used to say in local parlance, that South Africa used to be their girlfriend or wives. But this time around, they were schooled by this. But it's not rocket science. That's a product of what they've done years and years past. And this time around, the Super Eagles have just, the Super Falcons have just bought that same bronze.
I see my lighting. I don't buy light.
Football in Africa, it has to continue like this. It has to go on like this. And it's not a surprise, like I said earlier on. Kudos to them. The Israelis has come with someone with a plan, with a very fantastic plan. She has stuck to that plan. And the result, it's only left for them to make this count on the bigger stage, which is major competitions.
All right. I'm very sure Austin has quite a few things to say as well. But let me just quickly throw this in and ask you, do you think the complaints about how we are growing the women's game in Nigeria Do you think it's because of this loss, or we will still be saying the same thing irrespective of this loss? I want you to put that in perspective. Because a lot of people might be thinking, oh, it's because South Africa beat Nigeria. That's why these guys are saying it. Is that the reason, or you feel that even if we had won today, those complaints will still be there?
Yes, I think those complaints will still be there, especially with the manner of our win. You know, after the first game against Mali, the first half, we struggled, played goalless against the Malians, a couple of changes here and there in the second half, and we won 2-0. There were still those complaints, because I remember these are the Malian sides that we defeated as much as 5 goals in the 2002 Africa Women's Cup of Nations in Wari Delta State. So the complaints will be there because the signs continue to show. You know, no matter how we get, most times we get results and we paper over the cracks. Remember the last African Women's Championship in Ghana, the semi-final, we could not win even in extra time against the South Africans. We defeated them on penalties. You know, our semi-final game was on penalties, the final game were on penalties. So it shows that that gap were being perpetually narrowed. So even if we had won today, it wouldn't have been convincing. And those complaints still have been there because it's obvious. We played without any specific pattern. We played without any specific rhythm. There were no reason or rhythm to everything we did. And I think for any sincere analyst or any sincere football fan, that question has to be there, that this gap is narrowing and we are doing nothing about it. We are contented with what we are doing. And now gradually we are trying to find an escape route, like the Super Eagles are doing, bringing in players born in the United States, players born. You know, we are using that as an escapism method from developing the basics of the sport right here in the country.
Isayo, you covered this tournament, and for me, at the start, as I said, we can use it for development if we really want to. But let's talk about the South African team. We saw what they did to Ghana, and then they repeated it to Nigeria. Is it time we give them the respect that they deserve?
Definitely, and I'm sure they have earned it for themselves. You know, you don't come to a competition that has supposed powerhouses, Ghana, Nigeria, in women's football, and you've taken both teams to the cleaners. Not, you know, Ghana can say we here without many of their players, blah, 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 but we saw what they did to Cameroon yesterday. They played Cameroon off the park. So if the same Ghanaian team will have crumbled like a pack of badly arranged cards against the South African side, and Nigeria, full-strength Nigerian side, totally outclassed, then they have earned that respect. By the time the qualifier starts in October for the Women's Championship and World Cup, I'm sure their opponents will be wary of what they are capable of doing. And from there, they get more and more respect. And like I mentioned earlier on, I think if they are able to make a mark in a major competition, then there will be nobody asking for the respect for them. You give it to them naturally. What has held respect for Nigeria is that at major tournaments, at least we get results. We get to win the Nations Cup. We get to the next round of the World Cup. So that respect has been retained, in spite of the fact that we all know that we are sloping gradually off the powerhouse that we used to be.
Love it. It's about time we give them that respect. So tell me, is it about the players, or is it Coach Desiree Ellis, or is it just both of them? What is it about the South African team? Is it a combination of good coaching and players?
It's a system. It's holistic. We have to agree, because at the national team level, it's not where you teach basics. At the national team level, because time is even short to gather these players together from their clubs. But from South Africa, from the Sasso League, you know, gradually they teach these players the basics. You know, you have players from Mamelodi Sundowns. Mamelodi Sundowns will be in the Women's Champions League in Egypt in November. It will be interesting for me to see, you know, what they've been teaching these girls in the academy. So these things, they do it at the under 20, at the under 17 level. They approach these tournaments not in the so-called win at all costs system. They appreciate the development of each category. And when they get to the senior level, they blend together the coaches have nothing to sweat about in terms of players attracting the tax. Look at the second half today. Yes, when we brought in a number of players, yes, we scored the first 2 goals, but I think that was just in the normal rush of blood. After those 2 goals, the South Africans made 2 changes. Then you could see that those changes made by the Israelis brought them back to their stability. And they had Nigeria back at arm's length. So it's not just coaching. Yes, kudos to the coach, fantastic. And the players as well, but they do not even have as much talent as we do. But the things they've learned gradually and systematically from the youth level onto the national team level, you give them to a sound coach like Ellis, she gets them all together, and that's a product of what we're seeing. And we've not even seen the end product yet, I so much believe.
This is the Super Falcons of Nigeria, the most celebrated women's football team in Africa, and to a larger extent, even in the world, we gather some respect. They lost 4-2 today, right there in Lagos. Let's switch it. You just mentioned what Coach Desiree Ellis was able to do to keep their momentum going. This defeat, do you want to put it on the technical crew led by Coach Waldrum?
I think so. I still have to put it on him. Just like you mentioned earlier on, in cases like this, we put it on the coach. Yes, as much as we know, when we are talking about Nigeria having to do things from the grassroots level, from the youth level, yes, many did not even know or do not even know that the Falconets will be in action this weekend and next weekend in their qualifying series. Yes, that's on a larger scale. That's for the future. But in the immediate, Waldrum has been in charge of the team at the Turkish Cup in Turkey. From there, they went to the United America for the summer series. Now, I expected that the changes he made in the first game that turned the game around and we defeated Mali, I expected some of those changes to be retained. But I think he only retained one, which was Regina Utu. And for me, Regina was the best midfielder before she got injured midway through the second half. So if Regina that came on at halftime in the first game, you brought her back in the starting lineup, then I think players like Monday Gift should also be handed a start because she came in and scored the 2 goals. And then with the essence of management is the essence of coaching. When you analyze your previous game, the fact that you win do not matter. Analyze critically some players that did not really play up to par. You know, like the back four was a problem too. You know, and you still get to start with the same set of players. He repeated the same mistakes at the start. But because we played Mali, a team that did not have as much quality as the South Africans, we got away with it in the first game. But today, playing a well-drilled side, we couldn't cope. So I will put that on him. He should have really learned. That's the essence of competitions like this. You make changes in the first game, it worked, then hand them the start. What you were able to do in 45 minutes, do it from the start. Show that that was not a fluke. And those senior players that you replaced in that first half, let them sit tight back. Today, I'm happy that Francis Odega did not get a single minute. Today, Ngozi Okobi was dropped on the bench. That was a change for Regina Utu. And when Okobi came on in the second half, you could see an improvement from her performance because she knows that this position is sliding away from my hands. That's how you manage. You keep the team competing. We don't want a general situation for the Super Falcons. And I'm sorry to mention that, but you know, you don't give these players. For instance, a lot of people at that stadium wondered why Desiree Paranoze played 90 minutes today. You know, when you see other attackers on the bench, that is the essence of friendly games. That's why singularly for this defeat, it has to be on the coach around the world drum. But going forward, that's where we talk about structure, doing the basics, coming back to the grassroots, teaching our players properly, especially, you know, our women footballers. You teach them adequately from that level, and when they get to the higher level, you know, we should be tired of even winning African Women Cup of Nations alone at this point. But here we are, they are already bridging down our necks.
Okay, so a lot has been said already, and of course we'll continue with this conversation. At this point, we need to go on a break. When we return, still so much for you on Sports Tonight. All All right, welcome back. And of course, we've talked about, in our conversations, we've talked about Ghana, we've talked about Cameroon, talked about South Africa and Nigeria. Let's just quickly go back to what happened yesterday. Ghana, restoring some pride, were able to win their second game. Let's take the immediate reaction of their coach, Messi Tego Kwako, after this victory, and we'll come back to talk some more on the Aisha Buhari Cup.
First of all, during our first game, this is a maiden edition of this such a tournament. We've been in several tournaments, but with this particular one in Nigeria and Ghana is like a brother and a sister. So we have a serious competition ahead of us against Nigeria. So coming here is like, and I didn't come with my full complement of the team. And with the new players that I paraded, inexperience really caused us. And looking at the situation, I needed to do one or two changes in the team. You could see that the team that started the previous game is different from the team that started today. I made a lot of changes, and I think the experienced ones really propelled the team, the entire team, to where we are now, that we are all celebrating. So in a nutshell, I really made some certain changes in terms of positioning.
All right, the Ghanaian coach Messi Tego Kwako speaking there, and I mean, we are analyzing all the performances. All seen, I'm very sure, for Ghana at least, restoring some pride, they'll be happy and they'll go back to the drawing board, like the coach said.
It was a good experience for Ghana, particularly with their victory over Cameroon. And if you look at what the coach just said, you could tell that they came to this competition with an objective and they took it seriously. They did not see it as an invitation or tournament. They were going there to go and prepare a team. They know that they have Nigeria to play in the qualifiers, so they are not joking, So this is what this sort of, opportunity brings for you to see ways that you can get better as a team. And I think Ghana are the one team that can learn so much from this competition. I really hope that the Super Falcons will also learn something from it, because when these two teams meet here, you know what it is when it's Nigeria against Ghana. Let me bring Fisayo back into the conversation. Fisayo, you listen to the coach of the Black Queens. What's your take about Ghana at this competition?
Yeah, I again have to totally agree with what you said. This is a very crucial preparation for them, because we make no mistakes about it. They dread the Super Falcons. The Super Falcons are still the team to beat in the continent. And for a team that have been in disarray sort of in recent times, they know that they have to really be at their best to stand a chance. When the draws were made and it beat Nigeria against Ghana, there were lots of outrage right there in Ghana. So it's a veritable preparation ground for Messi Tego Kwako. She has just brought in a number of new faces. And I saw them yesterday and I was totally impressed with their play against the Cameroonians, the much more physical Cameroonian side. And that game alone will serve as a very good preparation against the Super Falcons, because Falcons, just like the Cameroonians, have bigger sizes than the Ghanaians would have when we face them. But she's been able to, this defender, Janet Egir, with the captain of Asaka's Ladies of Ghana, partnering with their captain at centre back, and with this midfielder who plays in Nana Santewa, who plays in Real Betis Femenino. Fantastic midfielder she is, and she was instrumental to what they did yesterday. And not forgetting the attackers, Princella Adubere, who scored yesterday, and Ajay Konado. These are some of the things that she will have learned, the positivity. And, the Aisha Buhari Cup gave them the perfect platform to prepare for that. And having seen Nigeria's game as well today, I saw a number of them at the stadium, the players watching Nigeria's game today. So they have enough ammunition in their armories to prepare for the game against the Falcons. It's definitely not going to be an easy one for us. But again, it's a perfect preparation they can ever dream of, the Black Queens.
All right. That's a good one, Fisayo. Let's continue with the show and talk about something that happened yesterday, the third NFF ITO Awards. We're going to quickly reel out some of the winners, and we also take some reactions. I mean, we're able to go down memory lane, bring back the Super Falcons of 1999. Some of us have fond memories of what they achieved in 99, getting to the quarterfinal, losing to Brazil but through the golden goal. They lost 4-3 in that one. But let's just quickly reel out the awards. It went down yesterday. Very sure it's going to come up on your screen. The NFF ITO Awards, as you have them on your screen. Best Performance of the Year, men, Nigeria-based. Was Salas Nwanko and Charles Ashimene. You also have Best Performance of the Year, men, overseas-based, Paul Onuachu. Best Performance of the Year, women, Nigeria-based, Gift Monday. The one for the overseas-based went to Asisa Oshola. Club of the Year, men, Aqua United. Club of the Year, women, Rivers Angels. You also have Coach of the Year, Kennedy Boboye. Coach of the Year, women, Moses Aduku. Referee of the Year, Joseph Ogabo. You have Referee of the Year, women, Patience Ndidimadu. Memorable Performance of the Year went to Bayelsa United. All State of the Year, State of Excellence, Lagos. Best Supporter of Women's Football. Of course, it goes to no other person than the wife of the president, Dr. Mrs. Aisha Buhari. Commitment to Women's Football Excellence, it went to Edo State. Inspirational Award went to Ahmed Musa. Innovation Award went to the NFF TV/MPFL TV. Special Recognition Award that we get us talking went to the Super Falcons class of 99. Had the likes of Patience Avre, Messi Akide, and a whole lot of them. Former coach of the Super Falcons, Florence Omagbemi, as well. Lifetime Achievement Award, Princess Bola Ngozi Jegede. Posthumous Award went to Prince Larry Eze and Miss Henrietta Ukaigbe. Those are the awards, the NFF ITO Awards. Let me quickly come to Fisayo before we take some reactions. These awards, a lot of people felt it was timely, and especially a lot of people like the honor done to the 1999 Super Falcons squad.
Yeah, there is never a timeline for honoring your heroes. That's one thing I've learned about life. And that's why if anyone says it was timing, I would say yes, absolutely. And I was excited seeing a lot of them at the stadium today as well for that final, for that game against South Africa. The fondest memories we've had of the Falcons were the inaugural African Women's Championship in 1998, hosted in Kaduna, the Ranchers Bay Stadium, and MK Abiola Stadium in Belkuta, and they followed it up with that World Cup showing, you know, fantastic group of ladies, from the captain, Florence Omagbemi, to the legendary Mercy Akide Udo, Nkiru Kosieme, Rita Nwadike. You know, it was nice seeing them and being honored. I saw them, I could see how happy the legends are, how much it means to them. So you never, take away or take aside what these things means to these legends. Although it's coming some 20 years, 23 years after, 22 years after, but it's worth the while. And like I said, there's no timeline to when you can honor your heroes. It's good. They really fought all the way for the Falcons. We can always remember that game against Brazil, 3-0 down, and we had to change at halftime for Judy Chime, and we got impressive goals. Priska Emiafu, Ikechi Egbe, very good crop of talents they were, and they were the springboard for Nigeria's domination in Africa. Remember that 1998 African Women's Championship? We didn't concede a single goal, scored 8 goals against Morocco in the first game, 6 against Congo DR, and so on and so forth, and before beating Ghana 2-0 in the final. And 2000, we followed it up in South Africa, 2002 in Warri, 2004 in South Africa again, 2006 in Delta State. So it was refreshing having such an event yesterday to bring these people together. A number of them, they've been scattered here and there. Florence Amagbemi once coached the Falcons, obviously. I saw Maureen Madu, that's Mayfield Maestro. Rita Nwadike is now an assistant coach at Rivers Angels. All of them coming together once again. I think it was a very great event.
I also think it was a good one to honor those legends of women's football in Nigeria. Yemi, was so good seeing all of them looking so beautiful. We love them so much. Let's listen to some members of that class of 1999 and talk about what happened at the NFL IT Awards, and then we'll come back to talk some more.
I am so blessed and grateful that I could be on the group that are being honored today, and this is something we've been waiting for the past 22 years, and just to see everybody, I'm so grateful, and I'm so grateful that I was born in Nigeria, and I think next word when I come back, I will want to be a Nigerian. I am blessed and I'm grateful for this sport being called football, not soccer. But we've come a long way with women football in Africa, so I'm very grateful. So
a long time coming, because most of us had to do some stuff that we had to do just to be part of this team. And somebody like me, I did a lot. And I'm so fortunate to be here tonight, because coming all the way from the state just for this night, I will not give it up for anything. So I just thank God that NFF, federal government, whoever put this up, I just want to say thank you for actually having the time to think about us, because what we did that put this thing together, they will never have another team like them. We have one love, we have discipline, we have unity, we have everything. Our heart was in it. We wanted to do this and we did it good. And most of all, we had the best of best coach, which is Ismail Amabu. I'm so not happy at the same time that he's not able to make it. But also, we know wherever he is, he'll be celebrating us.
I love it. I know you love it too. Seeing Messi, Akide, and Jude, saying beautiful things about the class of 1999. And Messi, Americans watch this show, they still call it soccer. But as Visayo, it was really indeed a good one. 22 years coming, and you can see the joy and excitement. And this is the sort of attitude that this current Super 4 players need to see for them to do more.
I totally agree with you, and I'm so delighted seeing Judith Chime. I didn't know she's been in the States. You could easily see that you get that from the Falcons, I just mentioned about her coming in at halftime in that game against Brazil, and she stopped the tide of the Brazilians, leading us 3-0 at halftime. But, one thing that I remember fondly about this team, which I think can do well for these particular girls, the current set we have also, is that they were fearless. They don't care. Even if you defeat them, if you annihilate them, they come back strongly. I remember that World Cup, they beat North Korea in the first game 2-1. They took the lead against United States in the second game, but they were beaten by as much as 7-1. But they came back stronger, won against Denmark in the third game. 3-0, they were trailing against Brazil, but still managed to take it to extra time. So it's great seeing these ladies, and I hope, because I was at the stadium when they were heading to the dressing room to address these players after the game, the current set. I hope they could tell them some of their stories. Even at 3-0 down against South Africa today, this was the kind of thing we did in 1999 against mighty Brazil. We came back to draw 3-3 in full time, I hope they could learn from their stories. You will make mistakes. You will suffer defeat, but you have to always come back stronger every now and then.
One of my memories, Fisayo, from that 1999 squad, remember 3 years earlier, we defeated Brazil, courtesy of the golden goal, and it was their turn in 99. Even though it was a very good game, and it was really very painful. But what my fond memory is that it showed at that level we were beating the Europeans, and even we went toe-to-toe with Brazil, weren't afraid. And that tournament showed us that the gap was not as wide as we thought it was, even though it seems the gap is wider now. Let's listen to another member of that glorious squad in Kuroko Sieme at the awards. She had some words to say about the awards. We'll listen to her. Come back for more. Sports Tonight.
Absolutely. I think it was just hard work, a lot of dedication, you know, and the passion for the sports. I mean, every one of us in that group, we love the sports, and we just wanted to play. And we worked hard, regardless of what the situation was. In the sun, in the rain, we just worked and we enjoyed it. You know, so I think that if the younger generation will put in that amount of work and passion, I think they're going to, you know, go past what we did, because that's the hope of that's the hope that we have for the younger generation, that they can go past what we've laid down. You know, getting past the quarterfinals to go on to win the Women's World Cup is not a dream; it can happen.
All right, it's not a dream. It can happen. We'll see. We'll see. But definitely, I do agree with Fisaya. This current crop of players have a lot to learn from the older generation. And Austin, we believe that this current generation have one or two things they can learn. And some of them are talking about how they can, you know, get to do some things and probably win more laurels for Nigeria.
Particularly some of the qualities that the class of 1999 had, which was beyond just playing on the pitch. You read Messi Akide said that they were a strong team. Judy said that they loved themselves, you know, and most times that's what football needs. That's how you start winning as a team before you get, you know, into that pitch. So hopefully they are, this honor given to the class of 1999 will motivate the current class. And Asisa Bashola is a big influence on the current class of the Super Falcons. So let's listen to her and talk about everything that went down at the NFF Awards.
To be honest with you, I think it's a great one. I'm really happy to be here to witness this today, because at the end of the day, I was here the other time I saw what they did with the male players, which was actually inspiring. But to be fair, I think what they did here today is really interesting to see that the women soccer players are actually not forgotten, especially those that actually made a significant role during the 1999 tournament. And also the team being together shows like there's a lot of dedication, there's friendship, there was love in the team, and up till now they're still able to keep themselves together. You know, I met a couple of them earlier and they were still like friends like before, you know, so it's really inspiring. And also for the younger ones that are coming up, I think this is a very good one for them, because they would also understand that sometimes people don't get appreciated immediately, but there's always someone out there who actually appreciates what you do, but maybe they're not just in position to show their appreciation at that point in time. You know, they just wait for them to get their own opportunity to do it, and they still do it. So it just shows that there are some people who actually genuinely want to do something that appreciate what you do. So just keep doing whatever you're doing and keep being yourself.
Focus captain Asisa Bashola, that's a lot of inspiration, you know, coming out of what happened at the NFL Awards. And I love it, Yemi. And this is what we always say, Fisaya, that we must find ways to do the little things that will make our players, ex-players happy, so that they can, in turn, find ways to also contribute to the system to make it better.
Yeah.
Absolutely, you know, that's why I'm happy that someone like Asisat. Okay, is it for me or Yemi?
Yeah, continue.
It's for you, Fisaya.
Okay. Like I said, I'm happy that someone like Asisat was there to also witness it. And, you know, these are some of the intangible honors that you could get after a meritorious service to your fatherland. You know, they are not quantifiable. Now, your kids, your family members, they're watching. They might not be alive that time. They might not witness it, but the history will continue to bear you witness. That's why this is the best way to actually motivate this current set of Falcons that, you know, like phase one sang in originality, then Guala your name one day. So that's just how it should be. And we can't just, we can't run short or run dry of adjectives or superlatives to describe this innovation. And I'm sure next year, another team will get rewarded and get honored to serve more as a motivation to the newer generation.
Just like Austin said, it's a women's show tonight. We'll now be talking about the latest. Austin, let me come to you. Let's talk about the D Tigress. Good one for them. Automatic qualification. You know, I was trying to look at the format of this competition. It gets tricky if you don't lead your group, because if you don't, you might have to find another route to the quarterfinal. It's good for the D Tigress today. They defeated Angola 85 points to 65, following up from the victory over Mozambique 2 days ago, and it got them into the quarterfinal. They will now wait for the winner of the game between Guinea and Côte d'Ivoire. But of course, it's a very good position to be, not having to, find a way to play a classification game. And I'm very happy with the ladies and their performance so far.
So happy, super proud of this team. I mean, I remember just when they were getting into the AfroBasket, we said it on this show that the women somehow they know how to make us happy. When the men don't do well, we turn to them and they always impress. If you look at the game against Mozambique, they were trying to find their rhythm. When they got the rhythm, they won. Look at the way they pushed aside their opponents yesterday to make it the 18th win in a row at the women's AfroBasket. And it doesn't come any better with the way they did it against Angola. Angola, 85 to 65. So there's just something about this D Tigress team, defending champions, now in the quarterfinals. And I don't see anybody that can shake them at this point here. So if you listen to all what Coach Otis Hugley has been saying, it's all about them just sustaining the momentum. As I said, they struggled a bit against Mozambique at halftime. They bounced back, but against Angola, they were just coasting away.
Yeah, that's true. And since you talk about Coach Otis Hugley, I think it's only fair that we listen to what he has to say. He's been heaping praise on Adora Alonu and also talking about the girls. So let's listen to him, and we'll come back for more on Sports Tonight.
That's part of our goal of the journey. But I have to say something. This team stays together because of its leadership.
Yeah.
This girl in 2017 should have been MVP of the tournament. Should have been MVP of the tournament. But because of her character, that intangible is, the Spurs are full of those guys. And she's full of that type of character. And that's why that team comes together and galvanizes like that. When you have a leader who can take a shot and she chooses to do the right thing almost 100% of the time, that becomes contagious. And the energies that she exudes, it consumes the group.
Yeah.
And the group follows without her uttering a word. And then when she does talk, man, they're listening because she doesn't say much. So they know when she does say something, man, she really has something to say. And sometimes she uses words because her actions, man, are always trying to do the right thing. And you guys hadn't heard me talk about any of the players like that before. But this girl here, character, leadership, selflessness.
Yeah.
Man, that thing it's huge. And these girls just, man, they can't wait to follow her. Even when it's unwittingly, they still follow.
I'm sure you know the answer to that. We want to make it back to the finals and three-peat. That's our goal. That's what we're aiming for, but we're taking it game by game because this tournament is unpredictable. Last time we were here, I think we were favored to win, and things happened differently. So we're just taking it game to game, but our end goal is to make it to the finals.
All right, they're aiming for the three-peat. They're back-to-back champions already. The next game is going to be on Thursday. They're going to face the winner between Guinea and Côte d'Ivoire. All right, we're pressed for time, Austin, but let's quickly go to, we're not going to be able to talk about Lewandowski, but let's go to the AFL quickly and see what has happened. Manchester City did what we expected them to do. Liverpool as well, all of them doing what we expected them to do.
That's right. It's the EFL Cup. In some ways, if you blink, you also, get the upset of your life. Liverpool also getting the job done. But for me, the result of the night is actually Brentford. Brentford showing all the signs that they want to, shut critics this season, both in the English Premier League and, of course, in other domestic competitions. Dominant win for them in their match. Also, you can see right there, I call it the upset cup. Stoke City 3-1 up against Watford. And, of course, Sheffield pushing Southampton all the way. But then it was Brentford 7, Brentford 7. Oldham Athletic 0. At this stage of the competition, you just say, there's not so much to talk about, but there is a lot when you look at some of the teams that have gotten results today. It's QPR 2, Everton 2, so this sort of results definitely get us talking in cup competitions.
All right. In those games where there are draws, they're currently playing penalties because a winner must emerge. So those are the results for you. Manchester City winning, Norwich losing to Liverpool. All right, that's the much we can take on the show tonight. Unfortunately, we can't talk about Lewandowski. We'll probably do that tomorrow. From Lagos, I'm Yemi Adebayo. Bye now.
Don't worry, Yemi. I'll be back again with you on Thursday in London. I'm Austin Okonakwan. In everything you do, remember to keep talking sports. Bye for now.